All right, so for your CPRs, you can turn on your little CPR tool here, and it'll bring up all of your CPR lines. And if you just select the line, it'll load you into the CPR viewer. Here you can rotate your CPR lines around. Your CPR should run down the middle of the artery, but if it's not correct or if it's off a little bit, if you hold down your shift key, it'll open up your CPR data points, and then you can shift those points into the center of the artery. On your CPR, you've got these red and blue little lines. These correspond to the double oblique cross sections of the vessel. And you can just move those around. You can also correct these center lines here. And then if you need to switch to your other CPR lines, you can just click them on your 3D. So if you want to measure stenoses, you can move one of your lines into a stenosed area, and it'll measure the diameter in that area. And then you can move your blue one to a region just below where the diameter returns normal, and it'll measure that diameter, and then it'll give you your percent stenosis. Okay, just reviewing your stenosis measurement one more time. On your CPRs, you've got these little red and blue lines. If you move your red line to an area that appears stenosed, it will measure your diameter of the red in that bottom right box. And then you'll want to move your blue line to an area of the coronary where it distal, where it returns to a normal diameter, and it will measure the diameter of the vessel at that level. This one, it didn't measure, it didn't make the circle perfect. You can hold down shift and correct these little circles. But then it'll calculate your two diameters and give you your percent stenosis. If this green line and these little lines are getting in your way so you can't see the coronary very well, there's these two little blue buttons. You can turn them off and it'll remove those lines for you.
Yeah, I think this is really valuable, knowing how to turn off the lines. And then Travis, can you show them how to double click and make that?
Yeah, so you just double click on any of your screens and it will make this bigger for you. And then the bottom left will turn your lines and measurements back on.
Can you show them how to change the diameter to area actually? So that's actually more, we more go with it. So if you right click on the average diameter box and select area, a lot of time we try to validate, sometimes one diameter might be a little bit like off. So you get here like what, 38% stenosis. Thank you.
Yes, to toggle off, if you hold your mouse over the bottom left of the box you're in, you'll see those little icons. The two blue ones are your lines. You can click those two blue buttons and that will turn your lines off. Yeah, so turn your lines back on. Move your red line to where your area is stenosed. And then move your blue line to a normal diameter section of the artery. If your contours aren't correct, you can just hold down shift and it'll let you redraw your contours. He's just adjusting the window. If you hold down your right and left button at the same time, you can adjust your window. That'll illuminate some of the bloom around that calcification. Any questions so far on CPRs? Good. Okay, on these cross sections of your blue and your red, you'll see that it has your average diameter, your minimum diameter, and your maximum diameter. You can have the software compare any of these. On your tools section, if you right click, you can have it compare your minimum diameter to your maximum diameter, or you can have it compare your average diameter. So that's one way you can change. You can also just change it to the area. But in this location, we're getting about a 21% stenosis. These diameters don't always draw perfectly. If you hold down your shift key, you can redraw these regions. And that will adjust your diameters.